Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Yorkshire Event Centre for the Ripon Farm Services Show. We've got lots to look at today. As ever, we'll be getting stuck in. We'll be having a chat to all the manufacturers and exhibitors, see what's what, see what they're showing off. But before we do that, we've got the main man himself from Ripon Farm Services. It is Mr. Jeff Brown, Managing Director. So, Jeff, before we get stuck into the show, about this mega event that you put on every year, just tell us a little bit about Ripon Farm Services and just how it's expanded recently. Because I was looking on your website and your list of dealers and your depots is just growing and growing at a fair rate of knots.
That's right. Well, we took over from the Appleyard Group and started the company in 1982, and with obviously one depot, and we've grown and now we've got 14.
Right. And what sort of area does that cover now?
Nottinghamshire, Lincolnshire, and right up to Newcastle.
Right, so enough to keep you quiet then?
Yeah.
So I would imagine within that area you've got a fair, diverse range of customers and that kind of thing?
That's right. From the large grain growing areas in Lincolnshire, right up to across the grassland areas from our Keighley branch, and we go right up then to dairy farms and up to Newcastle.
That's it, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that Ripon Farm Services is celebrating a fair old milestone. Is it this year? Is it the 40th anniversary?
It is the 40th anniversary this year, that's right, yes.
That's it. And just tell us a bit about sort of how it started for Ripon Farm Services.
Well, I was the manager for the Appleyard Group, and they decided to get out of agriculture. So I joined up with a couple of friends of mine who were business people. They both passed away, sadly, but that one was Mr. Maurice Hymas from Alfred Hymas Limited, and Mr. Willie Houseman who was from Nitrovit. And they agreed to put some money in with me, and it's all started from there.
That's it, and it's just grown and grown ever since.
Yeah.
So, tell us about this event, because it is, I've got to say, it's looking smart. So just tell us about this show, kind of how it started, and kind of like your aims of the show, really.
Well, we started with a two-day show at an equestrian centre near York, but the premises weren't up to our standard, and the owners wanted to put more money, charge more money for it, and they said, well, you won't find it anywhere else. So that was a challenge for me. I've been on
right.
I've been on several committees at the Yorkshire Show. I knew them quite well, and I drove straight across here and signed up there and then, and we've been here for several years now.
And what would you say the importance of putting on an event like this is for you guys as a dealership?
I think people are ready for it now, having been in lockdown so long, and they like to look around and see all the new machines, particularly this new John Deere range, which a lot of people have been waiting to see that. This is the first UK showing of it.
That's a fair thing to have, really, isn't it?
It's very good, yes, yeah.
But with a show like this, particularly in these times, comes a lot of challenges. So just kind of talk us through how you've got around, especially the bloody COVID challenges.
Well, we actually waited until the new year to confirm we were having the show, because we didn't know whether it was going to be on lockdown or restrictions that we couldn't put up with. So we waited for that, and now we decided to go ahead with it.
That's it, and what a show it looks like. Yes. So with that, Jeff, thank you very much for your time. I'll let you get on. I know you've got a lot of people to see, and hopefully some deals to be done.
Yes, there'll be some deals done today.
Yeah, so wish you well with the show.
Thank you very much for that.
Ladies and gents, so we'll start the Ripon Farm Services Show on the John Deere stand, obviously one of the dealership's biggest franchises, and I'm with Mr. Chris Wiltshire from John Deere, who's going to tell us about, what are you going to tell us, Chris? What are you showing off today?
Well, it's great to be back at a show.
Yeah, for a start.
For a start, it's really great. There's crowds of people coming in now, so really good to get in front of people. And what a year to be here. We've got some fantastic news with our new 6R, our new range of tractors. We launched this back in November. This is the first public showing, so nobody's seen this. You may have had a little preview, but apart from that, nobody else.
If you've not seen it, we've had a little drive of this already with Mr. Jack Drury from John Deere, who got us all genned up about the tractor. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that. But yeah, carry on, Chris. Sorry.
So yeah, we had to wash them after you've had
I
a little
know.
play.
Inside and out.
But really great that this type of event we can show off our new tractors, and I guess probably just to summarise, key thing, we've got 4 new models in our range of 6R, couple of real beauties in that range. This being one of them. I mean, this now in our mid-frame size of tractor, where the 155 was the biggest model in that range. Now we go all the way up to a 6R. Got to get the numbering right.
I know, new numbers.
6R 185 in that range. So a real fantastic, high power, low weight, great contractor machine. And I mean, you tell me, you drove it.
Yeah,
it's
just
how does it accelerate?
It's well, without putting too fine a point on it, shit off a shovel. To be fair, shit off a gold-plated shovel.
It goes exceptionally well.
Yeah.
So something we've really been waiting for in our range. It's a key market for us. So really pleased that we've got this. So that's one of the key models. And the other one just behind me is we've extended our 4-cylinder range now. So the 6R 150 is our largest tractor in our 4-cylinder range. So again, we've really pushed that power, lightweight, higher horsepower. Got
yourself a pocket rocket.
That is a proper pocket rocket, yeah. And we've got lots of great features in there. So on all of the tractors now, we lose the dashboard, we go to a corner post display. We've got a lot more features on the command arm. We've got a new joystick, especially on our loader tractors. We've got a lot more, we've got a technology package. So dynamic weighing, we can record all what we're loading, our loads, we can give ourselves almost like the prescription when we're loading the feeder wagon. It'll tell us exactly what we're doing. Fully isobus, we can program it. Again, really great features that we've built into the tractors.
You've got them fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
Ideal.
So.
And then just talk us through sort of some of your other highlights that you brought with you as well.
So again, from our 6M all the way through the new 6R range, of course. The new 6M's been fantastic for us. That our new little slopey nose bonnet, that's been a beautiful tractor for us. So really pleased with that. All the way through to 7R, where of course now the 7R 350 has just found its absolute niche.
It's coming into its own now.
That is coming into its own. So that's a really great tractor. 8R, of course, 8R 410. We are previewing here on a 370 central tire inflation.
Right, that's coming here as well, is it?
That's here as well. It's not available to purchase just yet, so keep your eyes open for that.
You're just teasing us at the moment.
We're teasing you, yeah, we've got to give you a little teaser. And then, of course, a bit further around in our tractor range, 8RX, of course, which, again, has just been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So that really has, again...
The gecko.
If there's a product that has exceeded expectation, it's that one. So really, really great.
And then obviously you got the big combines here as well. Yeah. Drills. So balers as well, just for good measure.
Like I say, how long have we got?
Well, 30 seconds, crack on.
So again, we've got everything round from balers here. We've got mower combinations into forager, and then of course finishing it off with combine. So we've got the new X9 here, 1100. Yeah. So again, probably another product that has exceeded expectation for us. So again, really pleased to be able to show all this off at the Ripon show. So really good stuff.
Spot on, Chris. As ever, thank you very much for your time.
No problem. You're more than ever welcome.
That's it. Yeah. Hopefully, at some point throughout this year, we'll get our hands on a few more of your products and see what the crack is.
Absolutely.
It's always good fun.
Good.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, ladies and gents, now time for a bit of Kuhn action. So I'm now joined by Mr. Marcus Ainley from the manufacturer, and we're going to talk about this latest development, which is the Striga, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
So Marcus, take it away for me for a start off. What is it?
Well, for a number of years, Kuhn have actually been pioneering, if you like, in Europe, the strip till basically. So a lot of strip till goes on in Europe and not much in the UK as we know it. Strip till generally in the UK, it would be sort of like your strip tillage type drill.
Yeah, so more for the cereal type crops, really.
Exactly. So in Europe, the strip till concept is that we're actually cultivating a strip of soil as a separate operation to drilling it.
Right.
So this is what the striger is, the strip till cultivator here. So it comes in various widths, but the actual principle is exactly the same. So we've got the ability to cut through trash, to clear a strip of soil, to create tilth with a loosening leg and the wavy discs, and then have a finishing wheel at the back.
Right.
So the goal is to leave a strip of cleared soil that's been tilled, but the soil in between the machine, in between the rows, should I say, is completely untouched.
Untouched, right.
So you then obviously, the advantages there is that you're creating a nice environment for the seed to be placed, but you're not using as much fuel as if you would be doing if you're ploughing the whole field.
You're literally just cultivating the root zone, the only bit that you need, really.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And also we can adapt this machine to apply granular fertiliser targeting into the rooting zone as we're creating the strip. And we're also using it for slurry applications. So a contractor is putting digestate on or slurry into the ground, we can inject it using the striger behind the leg.
Right, got you.
So number of ways of doing it. So really, we're using it for maize crops. We're also seeing interest with it with oilseed rape and vegetable crops, that sort of thing.
Right, so it's a fairly versatile tool then.
Yeah,
really.
It's something we've had on. We've had it in Europe for many years, 15 years or more.
Yeah.
It's only up this last couple of 3 years that we've seen an interest in the UK.
Yeah, and is there much of an interest in the UK?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Especially for contractors that are doing big contracts for maize, for AD plants, that sort of thing. It's a very, very cost-effective way of putting the crop in the ground, but not losing yield potential because you're cultivating the strip correct, for the seed.
That's it.
Yeah.
In terms of, particularly, in the UK, obviously you're going with this first, and I'm assuming you map the area that you've done, and then it's drill comes in afterwards. Precision drill comes in after.
The important part of it to get this system right is you need a repeatable signal.
Yeah.
from the initially creating the strips with the striger to the drill itself. So you need some kind of repeatability to be able to do that. Right. Yeah.
And is there a possibility of creating like a one-pass version of this as well, with a precision drill straight behind, or?
The old principle behind strip till is that you create the strip first.
Yeah.
To allow it to weather, to warm up. Before you then go into the second pass. You might have to do a second pass with the striger itself to create a nice tilth for the seed. But the principle is with the strip till is to do it to keep it as a two-pass system, to keep the drilling and the strip creation as a separate.
Get your ground ready first and then plant in the ideal conditions then when it's all nicely warmed up.
Ideally you'd use it in the back end in autumn, create a strip, weather it over winter, leave the actual strip quite bermed, so raised up, which you can do with this machine. And then in the springtime it heats up quicker because it's bare earth, and then you can freshen it with a striger or just go straight in with a drill. That's the principle. Yeah.
Ideal. And what kind of power requirement are we talking for something like this?
Yeah, looking somewhere in the region, if you like, 40 horsepower per metre sort of thing.
Right.
Really.
So it's fairly easy pulling, right?
Yeah. We do it as you can easily alter the row width. So maize will be 750. Also rate might be 500. We do for cauliflowers, that sort of thing. Or vegetable crops might be 500. So you can easily alter the rows, add more to it, or take some off.
Right, you can just do that bolting. Well, these U-bolts, I think.
It's all on a common beam, so you can just move them about as you like. This is a 3 metre one. We go right up to 6 metres.
Right, presumably that's a trailed one, is it? Or is
mounted.
That's mounted as well, so that's just a folding machine.
6 metre with up to 12 rows on.
Right.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
As ever, Marcus, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Right, boys and girls, now time for some Kramer action, or Kramer, depending on where you're from. What is the actual proper pronunciation of Kramer?
The actual proper pronunciation is Kramer.
Kramer.
Kramer. It's the Kramer family
Right.
that originally set up the business in Germany.
Yeah.
97 years ago. Yeah, so it's the Kramer family.
Bloody hell, so
Yeah.
they know what they're doing now then.
Well, yeah, they've built a few trucks now.
Yeah.
They've built a few
So,
trucks
ladies and
now.
gents, we're joined by Andrew Dixon
Yeah.
from Kramer in the UK, who's going to basically talk us through some of your latest developments. We're leaning on one now, this little one, but I mean, as you can see, your stand is full today, and you've
Yeah.
even got a classic in the corner as well.
Yeah, exactly. Got one of our old tractors, 1967. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right, Andrew, let's crack on with this little base then. What have you got here?
Right, well, this is a new model for us. This is the first one into the country, just literally arrived. KT144,
Right.
and it's our super compact machine.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at 1,450 kilo lift capacity
Yeah.
to 4.3 meters lift height. So looking really, and the machine itself weighs less than 3 ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a really good compact machine. It won't be a frontline machine for most farms, but it'll get us into a lot of garden centres, landscape contractors,
Yeah.
and station yards and liveries, sort of things
Yeah.
like that.
But
So,
even
yeah.
on farm, it's a good secondary machine, isn't it?
Excellent
It's a
secondary.
good support machine to a larger machine that's cracking on with the big stuff.
Because it's so small, so compact, so manoeuvrable,
Yeah.
it's a lot better than working with a shovel or a fork. Isn't
That's it. And
Yeah.
does this replace any particular models, or is it just, or is it a brand spanker? This?
We used to have this model without as much capacity
Yeah.
in the construction field, but now we've increased the capacity of the lift rams, the compensation cylinders, and made the machine a little bit heavier.
Right.
And we've gone up a couple of 100 kilos in capacity,
Yeah.
and now we've got what we've got today.
So you're going full on
Yeah.
ag spec.
Full
so to
ag
speak.
spec, yeah. A construction spec, this will be running out at 25 horsepower.
Yeah.
Ag spec, we spec them up 45.
Right.
Yeah, so then we can have the bigger hydraulic pump if required, up to 70 litres a minute at the boom nose. So yeah, so you've got all that. You can get up to 30k. Yeah, and that 45 horsepower
Right.
seems to really.
So it's packing a fair little.
For what it
fair
is,
bit in it.
It is, yeah,
Right.
yeah, and it's it's priced right as well. So
Yeah.
as you say, as a secondary machine or an introduction to a telehandler, it's a big it's going to be a big seller for us. Yeah.
And the engine in this, what's this?
It's a
got?
Yanmar.
Right.
Yanmar, 45 horsepower Yanmar.
Right.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, so that's what it is. But yeah, no, here today, I mean, Ripon, one of the biggest Kramer dealers in the country, been on board now with us for over 4 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ripon, they sell the complete range. They don't just sell the telehandlers. They do really well with the loading shovels. They do really well with the telewheel loaders. So from the smallest wheel loader, which we've got here today, which is just under a ton capacity, to the big one over there, which is, a telewheel loader that's over about 4 ton capacity, where we are there. We've got the standard telescopic machine, the big 4 ton 7 metres, which will be a real big volume seller for us. And then, that's the biggest machine in our standard platform.
Right.
And then we've got a 457 over there, 4.5 ton to 7 metres, and that's the smallest machine in our heavy duty platform.
Right.
So we've got literally one of everything here, really.
You're
that we
properly
need.
covered.
Yeah, we're properly covered.
That's
yeah.
it.
And again, that's the beauty of having a dealer that's doing the volume, because they've got all the different machines
Yeah.
and models for everybody to try.
And speaking of dealerships, because obviously there was that switching sort of strategy with John Deere, you kind of sort of partnered up with them to distribute your machines through their dealerships. How's that worked out over the last few years?
That's worked out fantastic, and that's where we've seen a lot more salesmen down a lot more farmers' drives, and the Kramer brand and the name and the quality is really now getting recognised. So it's working really well.
That's it.
Yeah. But again, in 4 years we've come a long way. Yeah, we've come a long way.
Spot on. Well, Andrew, thank you very much for your time.
No worries, thank you.
Great little flavour of what you've got going on. And,
that's right. Yeah.
Hopefully we need to get around on some of these at some point. A bit of a review job.
Yeah, exactly. When we get some kit, on the ground to use, we'll, I know what you do. We'll get you sorted out, and we'll get sit on the seat.
That'll be spot on.
Spot on. So,
Nice one. ladies and gents, on to the Sumo stand at the Ripon Farm Services Show, and I'm now joined by Mr. Mark Curtis. You may remember him from the Midlands Machinery Show report. If you've not seen that, go and have a look at that as well. But Mark, how are we doing?
Good afternoon, I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah.
Good to be out again.
That's it, yeah, and this time we're indoors now.
Well, we're indoors, yeah, even better.
How's the show going for you?
Yeah, really well, yeah, it's been a great start to the day, really, yeah, we've busy from the word off, really, yeah, so we can't complain at all.
That's it, this is what we need, isn't it?
It's great to be back out, to be back out. Yeah.
That's it, get some quality leads and contacts and whatnot.
That's it, yeah, touch base with everybody and see what's going on, and yeah, it's just brilliant show.
That's it, and you'll have been with Ripon for quite a while now, have you?
Yes, yeah, I mean, blimey. I mean, Ripon, one of the first dealers we were dealing with at Sumo. Well, they were the first dealer we started dealing with, really, yeah. Right. So, a long history with Ripon, and one of our best dealers we deal with, really.
That's it. Long way to continue, eh?
Hopefully so, yeah.
So what you brought with you today?
So on the stand today, we've got the 6-metre mixer disc, in the new S style, the S6. Got the DTS4, the drill. We've got a Yield Trusty 3-metre mounted trio. We've got an LDS3 Cedar and SDOs fitted, which is going to be our demonstrator this year. So we're going to go to have a look at that. Give us a shout.
Give him a shout.
Give us a shout, yeah.
Get him in.
And we've got the new aerator, front-mounted aerator.
Oh, that savage thing that we had a look at last time at Midlands.
We looked at Midlands, that's it. So she's had an outing again, so showing it off.
Yeah.
So,
Is it still getting as much sort of chat around it?
Yeah. Well, obviously it's an accompaniment for the GLSs that our ever popular GLS. So it's exciting times, really. So we're looking forward to the drying up and getting out with it.
That's it, yeah. And what else is on the horizon for you guys, or?
Well, we're just busy, really. I mean, we're looking. Obviously, everything wants to go wider. So we're like we talked about Midlands, wide machines is the way forward. If tractors are getting bigger, people wanting to cover more ground, less men. Looking at those machines, really.
We've got all these massive combines as well that just keep pushing the header widths more and more and more.
Control traffic is a big noise. So we're going wider machines. That'll be the next outing, and we'll see soon, hopefully.
That's it, spot on. And then in terms of a show like this, because obviously this is a dealer event, how does this kind of compare to, like your general machinery shows, like your Lammer and your Midlands Machinery Show and things like that?
Well, I mean, when you come to a show like this, it's hard to forget sometimes. It's hard to remember you're at a dealer's.
I know, it doesn't look like a dealer event, does it?
No, it's as close to a manufacturer event that you're going to get to, really. So the way it's run, it's fantastic, So it's indoors. You can't beat being indoors, can you? When it's it's not cold outside today, but when it's cold outside in winter. But brilliant. It's great, and it's great to be with the dealers doing these shows because we get to support them. We see their customers and do the deals. Yeah,
that's it. And like you're saying, it's very well manufacturer supported, this event, isn't it? You wouldn't think you're at a dealership event, would you?
It's a testament to the way Ripon do business, isn't it? To be fair to them, it's they're a good outfit. Good relationship with all the dealers and all the manufacturers, should I say? So everybody supports them.
That's it. Spot on, Mark. As ever. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you.
Ladies and gents, now time for a bit of muck spreader action. So we're on the Bunning stand with Mr. Chris Druce from the manufacturer, and I suppose, hot topic, muck is got to be increasing in value at the moment.
Yes, and I think that's just, we've probably always realised it, but never paid enough attention to it. But it's definitely a hot topic now. Every time the phone rings on a spreader inquiry, it's which model do I need to get these different products on accurately. Waste cell technology is being discussed just about every inquiry we get now. What will it do? How can I use it best? And the technology is phenomenal. It's dynamic weighing, so it's weighing as you're driving across the field, putting the information into the computer so it can adjust the floor speed and hit the target rate. So I spoke to an agronomist friend of mine a couple of months ago when the EA chucked that spanner in the works last autumn, and I said, what do we need to be doing to help farmers? He said, Chris, you're doing everything already. You make a fantastic product, it's strong and reliable, spread mechanisms do what they're meant to do. you've got the weigh cell technology, you've got everything.
Got everything ready there. Yeah. We're just really noticing.
Yeah,
now.
that's it. So it's great to see farmers. It's frustrating for them. The rules for water, but I think it's going to be a good thing for farming in the long run to use these organic products properly.
So let's talk about the show then that we're at today.
Yeah.
So you've got a few spreaders on the stand. What are you showing off today?
We're standing next to a 105 compact. So this was really, it's the length of a 7.5 ton spreader. And in certain parts of the country, people love that length of machine for getting in gateways. You've got dry stone walls, narrow farmyards, these lovely farmyards you've got up in Cumbria and places like that.
It.
But they just wanted to take more out of the farmyard and off to the field than they could get in a 7.5 ton spreader. So they started ordering them with flared extension size and then bigger augers and bigger tires. And so we ended up calling that version of a 7.5 ton a 105 compact. So it can hold the same amount of material as the full length 105, which we've got on the other side of the stand there. But that's a metre longer. So you'd struggle to get that in and out some places.
Right.
But that's, if you've got room, you're better off having a longer machine for loading. That's what customers tell us. It's get a couple of grabs comfortably in that one.
That's it. That's that end and that end. Yeah.
This one's a little bit harder just to get that load in there nicely, but it gives you capacity in a short machine.
Yeah, and obviously there's a bit more height as well with this one to
a little bit
negotiate
higher than that one,
as well.
but it's acceptable. It seems to be okay. And then the one we can't see in shot at the moment, but around the side there is a 15 tonner with the horizontal beaters and spinning discs. And that's the type of machine with the technology on it that people are looking at for top dressing and using chicken manures accurately and getting down to low rates. You can get a nice wide spread pattern.
That's it.
Yeah.
Spot on. Is there anything else in the pipeline from you guys? You've always got something going on.
We're looking at some different models for different markets. North American markets growing for us, particularly the USA. We launched 2 new models 2 years ago at a show in Louisville in Kentucky. They've gone really well, and then we're just looking at a couple of bigger models for over there, which we're sort of still on the drawing board at the moment, but we'll start playing with soon. For the UK market, it's really just keeping an eye on spread patterns that we're getting, what customers are wanting from the augers and the spinning discs. But I couldn't tell you too many of our secrets. We're always, spreaders is our thing, that's all we make. So we're always looking, checking that customer feedback's the biggest thing. We work very closely with a lot of customers.
Well, that's how you end up with models like this, isn't it? Yeah.
So, if customers say we need to do this, then we go out and we test machines and come up with ways of achieving what they want to achieve. And then that's, I think, if we can keep our finger on the pulse doing that, the product tends to develop incrementally these days. It's the 105 Mark IV range. We started developing that type of spreader in 1991.
And that is literally just an evolution.
And we're on the Mark IV now. So we went Mark 1, 2, 3 and 4, but Mark IV's been out since 2005.
Right, so that's had a good innings for us.
Yeah, and we've incrementally changed things, improved the auger steel in there, the strength of it. We've just made other little incremental changes to improve things as you go, rather than we dump that model and come out with another one just for the sake of it. We're not really into that. We just like to work with customers and develop stuff as we go. So.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, spot on, Chris. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
And we'll catch you again in a bit.
Good. Thanks,
Thank
James.
you. Right, boys and girls, we're now on to the Dalbo stand, and I'm joined by Thomas Atkin, who's going to talk us through one of your latest developments, which is what I'm leaning on right now. So, hey Thomas, just talk us through it.
Yeah,
what's it called for a start?
So behind us we've got the green line, our 6.3 metre green line. We've brought it to the show and we've spec'd it to the max. We've gone full.
It is fully loaded, isn't it? Yeah.
So we've spec'd it with the option of a cracker board, 2 rows of harrow tines, and then we then we've got the green line ballast roller behind it. We've fitted the seeder to it as well. So it's a hydraulic fan seeder that we use. So we can go with cover crop, grass, stubble turnips as well. So it's a good range with the seeder we've fitted there. So it's nice to launch it. Well, introduce it here, bring it back here, and it's been a very popular model for us over the last 18 months.
That's it. And what sort of spec obviously you've got everything on this, but what sort of spec are people generally going for on this?
So the beauty of the green line is we can start with the base machine. So the ballast rollers here we see. We can start from there, and
that's the foundation of the machine.
That's the foundation. So everything, like the brackets here we've got behind, the brackets on the wings to take the attachments, are all there from day one.
Yeah.
So you can add the harrows and the cracker boards at a later date.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be done today. So the Max are always the base machine, and we build up from there.
You don't have to go welding bits on. The brackets are already
Everything's there, so it's a bolt-on job afterwards. So it's fantastic. We've got the versatility to be able to do that.
Yeah. Like I say, you can go in a range of situations as well. Make the most of this machine.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got both. You've got a range of options you can do with that. Yeah.
Right. Ideal. And what sort of seed rates did you say with that?
Well, it's a hydraulic fan, so you can get a constant flow, and we use a 300 litre hopper on there, so you can get a good flow through the seeder. So up with 45 kg an acre, you're absolutely fine with that.
Right. And whose hopper is that?
It's 9-box seeder that we use.
Also very well known.
Yeah, it's a known seeder. A very good seeder as well, so we put that on all our range. We work in partnership with them. So
that's it. And are these fully available now? These?
Yep. This one's available for us, and Ripon have done very well with stocking, and they've got green lines in stock. So
Well, Thomas, thank you very much for that.
Thank you for popping on the stand. And
cracking bit of kit.
It's a very impressive bit of kit, and it's the possibilities to do more than one job in one pass, which is
well, that's
key.
it. Make the most of this. When you're shelling out on this, you want to make the most of that.
So no, it's fantastic to have that here today.
Perfect, Thomas. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for your time.
Boys and girls, now on to the Spearhead stand for a bit of hedge cutter chat, potentially, and mower chat. We'll see what we can find.
Absolutely.
So Jack Norton from the company is going to talk us through basically what you got going on today, Jack.
So what we've got going on today is we've got our leading product, which is our 460 multi-cut. It's the UK's best-selling machine. We probably sell, probably 120 in the UK alone, let alone export. Biggest key feature on that is it's 6 blades per rotor. It's working really well with these sort of AB15s, mid-tier stewardship schemes. So that's been a real big key sort of seller for us throughout the country. A lot of these government schemes and things like that are promoting it, and we've got the machine for it, which is great, really. And it also goes on to the bigger machines as well, so even better for us there.
Like you say, it's got the 6 blades on it as well, so that presumably that gives you a proper.
It just mulches it. We've got 3 that cut with an updraft, and then there's 3 in there as well, which then just smash it to bits, obliterate it. Tip speed of like 90 metres a second, so roughly impact of about 35-40 tonne.
Yeah.
So it's little stones and things like that. It'll just smash it to bits. It's really good machine for us. So,
and how many models of that are you doing? So what sort of working have you got?
So we've got, as I say, we're probably going to make about 160 this year, and I would say there'll be at least 120 sold into the UK alone. I would say my area will be about 70 or 80 units alone.
Got you.
So I could say I cover Scotland right down to sort of London. So I could
That's a fair area.
So it's a fair area. It's a big old area. Yeah. The truck soon racks the miles up, but the people I meet and things like that, and it's good, and it's a brilliant seller for us. Our best seller.
What sort of working width is?
So that one is a 4.6 metre. And we range from 4.6 up to 8.2 on the multi-cut range.
Right, so that's the baby one.
That's a baby one, but it's the it's the best seller. At the moment, 620s are starting to sort of come into the market a little bit more. People with bigger tractors, so they want to go, well, I want a bigger machine now.
That's it.
I'm like, well, you can have a bigger machine, but you've, so it's, instead of that one's got 3 rotors, the 6 metre's got 5.
Right.
So, and that sort of thing really.
And
so,
what would this one here be rated to?
So that's rated, that's got gearboxes rated, well the splitter gearbox is rated at 250 horsepower. So anything up to 250, it'll handle comfortably, not a problem. We've actually now got some new gearboxes on it, which are now rated even higher than the old ones. So they're now 161 horsepower.
Right.
So yeah, we've really sort of updated the gearboxes, and we've put more of a warranty on them as well.
That's it.
Because they're our own gearbox.
All right.
So yeah, so we've really sort of come to the market.
So you're not put the gearboxes in?
No, they're our own gearbox.
Right.
They're our own sort of manufactured gearbox.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good. Yeah, really good sort of position to be in on with those machines.
That's
definitely.
It. And what are the sort of USPs or standout features have you got on there?
So what we've got walking centre axle, which helps with contouring and things like that.
Yeah.
And things like which you can see at the back there. LED lights, which is great, so with the vibrations and things like that, you're not having bulbs sort of shatter every 5 minutes. Thick ply rating tyres as well for all the debris kicking out the back.
Yeah.
We're a 5mm deck, fully seam welded, so the construction on it is fantastic.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't.
If you do say so yourself.
Well, I think it is, but but yeah, no, it's we've had customers today that have got machines sort of 20 years old.
Right.
Still using them today, probably not as for severe work that it can do now, but we've had some good feedback.
But it's still out there, still going.
We haven't massively changed it too much. Some key features say on the tyres and the axles, but the fundamentals of the structure has pretty much stayed the same. Yeah, it's been fantastic for us. Yeah, no complaints really. They sell themselves nearly enough. They're that good. Yeah,
right.
Really good. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, shall we talk about what we're leading on?
So hedge cutters. Hedge cutters, absolutely. So hedge cutters. Obviously, we're in the hedge cutting season right now. So that sort of starts beginning of September right till sort of the beginning of March, end of February time. So these are sort of this is probably one of our other best sellers, 6 metre classic, 6 metre each, sort of farmer sort of spec small contractor.
Yeah.
So some key features on this is, you've got the 65 horsepower pump, we've got direct drive head, fully seam welded and plated boom sections, just like the 460, fully seam welded. There's no stitch weld, no box section, bar just a few little points. But yeah, that's what we rely on, the strength and the quality in the machine.
It's a proper bread and butter machine.
Bread and butter, designed and built in Great Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I say the 460 is, the hedge cutters are, and things like that. So yeah, it's great for us really.
That's
really good.
And then have you got any other sort of like little developments on the board at the moment?
Yeah, we're always sort of redesigning sort of control systems and things like that. We've got a new Pro hedge cutter coming out, which we've sold sort of 3 or 4 already. They'll go into trial this year, get some good feedback and things like that. And then, so hopefully that'll push on for next year and things like that. But everyone's always asking for more and more, what else can we do?
Yeah.
So what more can we do? And which is fine, but it's finding the time, engineering time, everyone wants something slightly different. So we try and keep everything as much as we can, simple for the customers.
That's it.
But
simple volume sellers. That's what you want, isn't it?
We try, but sometimes when you've got lots of options, that's when it can be quite difficult. So if you try and keep one product pretty much the same all the way through, and then you can add on and take things off, it makes it easier than having too many specs, because then it just makes it difficult for to get the supply and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's a good old bus, this hedge cutter. We sell a lot of them. It's a good old hedge cutter really for us. We do really well, thank you. So
well,
that's good.
Jack, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, it's been great. Thank you very much.
Nice little flavour of what you've got going on.
Absolutely, appreciate it. No, it's good.
No worries. We shall catch you again in a bit.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gents, on to the cherry product stand, and I'm now joined by Mr. Ian Fenton from the company, who's going to talk us through all the products that we've all come to sort of know, expect and love from cherry products, but he's also talking something else as well. So,
absolutely,
Ian, I mean, what have you got in your stand for a start off?
Well, we're well known for our standard attachments, so we have buckets, forks and grabs, silaging equipment, weight boxes, bucket brushes and many other attachments you'd find on the telehandler market and tractor loaders. But we've also got a unique product that we are trying to push into the agricultural sector that we were asked to roll out 2 years ago, which has taken a little bit of time to build, and that is the P50 extinguisher.
Right.
So the unique thing about these extinguishers is you do not have a service contract. So you service them yourself. So that's a massive
Self-service fire
extinguisher with a 10-year warranty. So most steel extinguishers have to be replaced after 5 years. At 5 years you need a discharge test. The discharge test nobody does it anymore, they just throw them away.
Yeah, get a fresh one.
Yeah, so a serviceman will come out, he will service the extinguisher every year, and that will involve taking them apart, looking inside to see if there's any corrosion. So if you remove any corrodable parts from the extinguisher, you then don't need to look inside. So the competency level to service an extinguisher suddenly becomes more easy.
Yeah.
To me and you, for instance. So service now consists of, can you read the legislation and the instructions on how to use the extinguisher? Yes, it's a new extinguisher. Is the pin in? Yes. Is a safety tag to tell you that the pin hasn't been taken out and put back in intact? Yes. Is the nozzle clear, not broken, not obstructed, and or hose on a larger extinguisher? Is that in place? And in the bottom, you'll find a magnet. Take the magnet out.
Right.
Wave it under the gauge. If the gauge goes back into the green, you know the needle's not stuck and it's charged. That is a service for one of these extinguishers.
We've literally just done a service then.
Yeah.
That was the
That is
service.
yeah.
Right.
You can then endorse the back, and we have a free management program that will email you each year to remind you to do the service on there. You log in, and it's all cloud-based, so it's recorded online. And you tick the box, it either passes or fails. If it fails, you can put in a reason why, maybe it had the pin missing or it had been damaged or some of the writing would have been smudged off to be replaced. When you get to 10 years, we do a service exchange system for half the price of a new extinguisher.
Right.
We are able to send another unit out, you put the old unit in a box, comes back to the factory, it gets refilled with foam, re-outer covers, and then sent back out into industry for another 10 years with a 10-year warranty. So the life cycle is 20 years in total. So from a green point of view, it's no longer a throwaway item at 3 to 5 years. So the saving to most customers is that they haven't had to replace it with 1 or 2 units or 3 units in that 10-year period that it's covered under warranty, and it can fight any type of fire. So where you normally... There's a lot of information. Where you normally would have maybe a CO2 and a water extinguisher in an office, these are now capable of fighting solid materials, category A fires, liquids, category B fires, and electrical.
So what's that down to then? How does it, how can you...
So to do the electrical part, this is the interesting bit, it is rated up to 1,000 volts at 1 metre. So, 2 things. One is the concentration level of the foam, so you don't get the runoff and the pooling that you would get with normal water. That's quite crucial. And also the technology that's deployed in the extinguisher itself. So the ones with the hose on have a pulsation system within that hose that pulsates the foam out, so the electrical current can't travel back up the hose to stop the electrical current from having an adverse effect on you. So I think the statistics, don't hold me to this, I can't quite remember. I think there's like 5 people a year are killed using the wrong extinguisher.
Right.
So, if we can prevent that, one extinguisher that does all, so unless you're in a substation or somewhere with high voltage, you're fine on 3-phase, you're fine on normal electrical equipment. You grab the first extinguisher you come to and you can use it. There's no which one do we
check
use.
which one it is by the time it's got out of control.
So that's the difference. The weight of them, just feel
up. And that's full.
That's full. It's lightweight. Right. They come with a mounting bracket, you screw them to the wall, photoluminescent sign, they all glow in the dark. They comply with the EN3 regulations, British standards, and they're a really good product, and they save most of our clients that are under a service contract about 48% on what their current price is over a 10-year period. So that's nearly half what traditional systems are. And you don't have the hassle of somebody having to come out, opening up buildings, taking them around, using your time up. When you're doing your general maintenance, somebody can go around and just sign them off, either with a printed copy, and then go back to the office, or you can have it on an iPad and do it live.
Online straight away.
Straight away.
All right. Perfect. And what are the actual materials that this is made of?
Right, so these units are made from Kevlar internally is the core product. I'm just going to quickly come closer to the camera and grab this unit here. So the Kevlar is same as you'd find in bulletproof vests. Yeah. Looks a bit like baler twine to farmers.
It does, yeah.
I can assure you it isn't. Even the smallest of strands is incredibly difficult to break. Incredibly difficult. Same material, polypropylene inside for the milk bottle material for the bit inside. And because it's no corrodable bits in it at all, you know, the life expectancy of this is huge. And it may be that we can go longer than 20 years. Right. They just haven't been out long enough yet. They've been out about 12 years now in the market itself, but we're just, you know, seeing how time goes on.
So that steel bit there, that's just the
stainless.
Yeah.
High grade, marine grade stainless steel. So you can submerge this in, you know, all sorts of contaminants, and it'll still be good in years to come. Yeah, that's basically the units in a nutshell.
And what got you into, because, I mean, look around now, it's attachments. Okay. What got you into this?
So, fire extinguishers, so we're in partnership with a company called Eastern Attachments, who manufactures some of our equipment. So some of the buckets and forks that you see come from their factory. They have a very good manufacturing facility. They saw the potential in the extinguisher product and the innovation of the design. Being partnered with them already, we were asked to roll it out to the agricultural sector. We've already got some very big clients on board, 7 NHS trusts so far, including St Guy's and St Thomas's in London.
Wow.
We've got, I think it's 9 branches of B&Q have rolled it out so far. Thames Valley Police, Heathrow Airport, Marston Brewery, Pepsi Cola, Walkers, Farrell's, John Deere dealer, have all rolled it out, and a lot of smaller people as well. It doesn't matter if you need 1 extinguisher or whether you need 100. We can cater for either. The software aspect of it is all free of charge. That is provided whether you buy 1 or 2. So yeah, get in touch if we can.
That's it. And what sort of price we're talking for this universal fire extinguisher?
Universal fire. So the retail price is £75 for a 2 litre. For a 6 litre unit, which is the most common, the retail is £160. If there's bulk orders, you will certainly get a discount off of that. Depending on where you are in the country, we'll have to look at the delivery. But if I was to take a wild guess, you're probably looking at around 10% off the retail price for an order of maybe 3 or 4 units.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Ian, thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Didn't expect to be talking fire extinguishers when I walked on the Cherry product stand.
Absolutely.
But there you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cracking stuff. Love it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.